Hello everyone. Before we dive into today's topic, we want to take a moment to thank you for your support. Every like, comment, and subscription truly makes a difference and helps this channel grow. If you enjoy our content and don't want to miss our upcoming videos, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. No eye could have seen that moment. No mind could have imagined it. And yet, there was a remote instant when nothing began to vibrate, as if the universe itself held its breath before speaking. A beat, a tremor, a timeless note, thus began the symphony of everything. In that infinitesimal fraction of a second, space came into existence, time began to flow, and energy condensed into matter. But the most extraordinary thing is not just the birth of the cosmos. It's the fact that today, billions of years later, we can look back and try to listen for that first echo. The James Webb Space Telescope is our most powerful tool to do so. Designed to peer into the primordial universe, it has the ability to capture light from galaxies born less than a billion years after the Big Bang. But it's not just about observing. Every image it sends back is a fragment of our cosmic story, a clue left by those first sparks of order in the primordial chaos. Webb has identified a surprising group of extremely distant galaxies, 83 cosmic objects that shine like tiny gems in a sky still in formation. Their distance is such that their light has taken over 13 billion years to reach us. When that light began its journey, the Milky Way didn't exist, the Sun was not yet a possibility, and Earth a distant hypothesis. And yet, those newborn galaxies were already there, immersed in a murky, turbulent universe still taking shape. Of those 83, 20 have been studied in detail, revealing themselves not as simple blurry smudges, but as complex, active, vibrant celestial organisms. Young, turbulent galaxies emitting intense ultraviolet light, energy suggesting that stars are being born within them at a feverish pace, perhaps 1,000 times faster than in our own galaxy. And it is precisely this light that may have been the key to one of the most crucial transitions in the history of the universe, reionization. In a distant past, the cosmos was suffused with a thick fog of neutral hydrogen that absorbed all light radiation. It was as if everything existed but was hidden behind a veil. Light couldn't travel freely. But then, something changed. A new generation of galaxies began to emit enough light to ionize the surrounding gas, breaking through that veil. It was the second dawn of the cosmos, and those newborn galaxies were its heralds. To capture such remote and faint signals, scientists have harnessed a phenomenon as fascinating as it is essential: gravitational lensing. The Pandora cluster, formerly known as Abell 2744, acts like a gigantic natural lens. Its immense mass warps the space around it, bending the light of galaxies behind it and making them visible to instruments like Webb. It's a cosmic hall of mirrors nature offers us, a lens carved by gravity, capable of revealing the most ancient past. And in that past, galaxies weren't elegant spirals or imposing ellipses, but small, chaotic clumps of gas and stars. Seemingly insignificant objects, yet powerful enough to change the very nature of the cosmos. They've been nicknamed green peas for their compact shape and greenish hue in the images. Small, irregular, and intensely bright, true cosmic furnaces. The key signal that betrays them is the light of doubly ionized oxygen, an energetic signature indicating regions of intense star formation. But what's even more astonishing is how efficiently this light seems to escape from those galactic cocoons. If even a significant portion of it managed to emerge and spread through space, then yes, they could have been the very protagonists of reionization. The tiny needles of light that pierced the veil of primordial darkness. Every galaxy, every star from those ancient epochs can be seen as a node in a cosmic web rapidly being woven. And if the transparency of the universe is now a natural condition, it is only thanks to those minute explosions of energy. In a sense, we can say that light didn't just illuminate the cosmos, it awakened it. Before the universe became transparent, it was blind, unable to see itself, devoid of reflection. But with reionization, light began to travel freely, and the universe could finally see itself. It's a process that closely mirrors the human mind. We too were born in a state of unawareness, wrapped in inner darkness. But then, little by little, stimuli arrive, perceptions, thoughts. And something within us ignites. As if every consciousness were a small inner reionization. As if every mind were a small universe that, at some point, learns to see. In this speculative vision, primordial galaxies become like neurons, and their bursts of light like electrical impulses. A cosmic brain activating, beginning to build memory, connections, recollections. We, today, are children of that memory. Every atom that composes us was forged in the stellar furnaces of a time long gone. And observing those galaxies is not just scientific inquiry, it's a return to our origins. A recognition. A form of primordial nostalgia. This captivating perspective is what new generation scientists and science communicators are striving to share. In a world where science is often reduced to technical jargon, there are voices seeking to restore its poetic and philosophical dimension. Brian Greene, with his ability to narrate the universe as a multi-dimensional symphony, is one of those voices. His vision of reality as layered on multiple levels, like a complex and cohesive work of art, helps us see physics not just as an exact science but as a form of contemplation. Likewise, the work of Guido Tonelli takes us on an emotional journey to the heart of time. For Tonelli, every particle, every gravitational wave, every quantum fluctuation is a note in a score that gave birth to everything. His account of the universe's birth is neither cold nor mechanical, it's a cosmic poem. A hymn to the beauty of the unknown. In this light, what the James Webb Telescope has revealed is not just a discovery, but an act of scientific poetry. It has given voice to galaxies no one had ever seen, brought lost moments of the cosmos back to life. Like an archaeologist unearthing relics of a forgotten civilization, Webb shows us the foundations of reality itself. But the most moving aspect is that none of this would have been possible without the contribution of the smallest entities. Not the galactic giants, but the green peas, the turbulent, unstable, imperfect clumps. There's a profound lesson in this. Even what is small and overlooked can change the fate of the entire universe. A message that resonates far beyond astrophysics. Perhaps every kind gesture, every silent thought, every inner whisper we generate is a small reionization of our humanity. Perhaps we are all bearers of light, even when we don't realize it. Like those primordial galaxies, we can tear through darkness, create transparency, ignite awareness. And in this, the bond between humanity and the universe becomes unbreakable. Because ultimately, what we've discovered by looking beyond the stars is that we were never separate from the cosmos. We are the cosmos, made flesh and thought. We are light that has learned to tell its story. And every time we gaze upon those ancient galaxies, we are not just looking far away, we are looking within.